I'm Folabit Lena, Novel, Africa Student Union Vice President for Central Africa, and currently I work with the Global Student Forum. And I hope you all heard what the Global Student Forum is, what we have been doing so far. And I want to start with Ashley. Ashley, you are the former Secretary General of the Zimbabwean National Student Union. Am I correct?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.
Okay, so you have an experience in student organization, all the challenges and all of that. So what does global solidarity mean in practice? And how can GSF play an active role in facilitating on the ground solidarity action? Please, I want to remind the speakers that we have 5 minutes each for your session, your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's quite an honor to be, amongst such, bright minds, such intellectuals. The future really rests in these hands, and with such level of being organized, I'm quite certain that the future is secure and the future is bright. Well, thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak on such a fundamental topic, which I strongly believe I am one of the people that has been a major, major beneficiary of this global solidarity that we're speaking about today. Uh, I strongly believe that it is, a particular thing that, has seen a lot of students, a lot of people, a lot of nations rise and, sustain their living because, we speak in one voice and we've witnessed, a level of solidarity from all spheres. So I must say that, when we speak about solidarity in practice, I think it is a call to recognize that as human beings, we all originate from one source. As human beings, we're all a part of one family. To believe that we are one family and we are one people, then it means that in your mind and in your actions, we are channeled to believe that you are your brother's keeper. If one is injured, we're all injured. So I would like to actually, point out, historically what we have witnessed, in Southern Africa when started the apartheid, when there was the apartheid era, you will start to realize that there was a call, a global call to end, police brutality, to end, the racial divisions that were there. So, and this has seen, South Africa rising to a nation that it is today. It is, the voices and the calls of millions of people calling, for justice, calling for people to, to do a human rights approach and secure a clear governance that, will enhance, the cause of the people. So these are things that we speak about when we speak about global solidarity. It is a phenomenon that, touches even the individual. Just last year, I graduated from a Midland State University, and I was, taken away by the police, and they had intentions, to keep me there. But, due to the level of global solidarity from all Africa Students Union, different nations calling, calls from the European Students Union, 100 million campaign, all these were remarkable. And, it saw me being released. And from that day, I started to understand the importance of global solidarity. So I'm speaking from a personal experience, but also not only at that level, but even at a national experience, because recently in the Republic of Zimbabwe, we have witnessed a lot of misgovernance, and there was a hashtag that, was not really started by Zimbabweans, but was started by people from across the globe, realizing that some of their brothers and sisters are being victims of ruthless, cowards who don't know how to govern people. There was the hashtag Zimbabweans Lives Matter. This was a very conscious moment, called out and exposed, a lot of harassment, a lot of torture, a lot of suppression that was being done by the government. So you see the impact there is that we have seen results from this, and the level of impact that it had. It touched all the corners of this teapot-shaped country of ours called Zimbabwe. And if you look at, even globally, there was the Black Lives Matter movement that spoke really about, realizing that we are one people. So the idea basically about global solidarity, it speaks fundamentally of one's conscience, of one's realization that, we are a one nation, we are a one people. There's only one race, and that is the human race. So I think if you look at, in the African context, the NSAS, there are a lot of, examples about global solidarity that touch us at a personal level. And most people in Africa in particular have been beneficiaries of global solidarity. As I was mentioning, the NSAS in Nigeria. This was a moment when the entire globe came to respond to one issue. So these are the things that we realize, and the things that touch us. And I urge everyone solidarity where it's needed, because there's this statement that I love very much, that says, they came for the Christians and I did not say anything. They came for the Jews and I did not say anything. They came for the blacks, I did not say anything. So at the end of the day, when all those people they are gone, because they would have, dealt with them, and you'll be left alone and no one will be there to stand for you. So when they come for Christians, they should be there to stand with them. That's when we speak about solidarity, being there for a particular cause, claiming justice, regardless of who or regardless of any situation. So that's where we speak about solidarity. And I think it's a great phenomenon, and it's something that we have witnessed across Africa and across the entire globe. So, and this initiative of the Global Student Forum, I think it's a brilliant idea, and I've been one person who has managed to travel the journey with a lot of comrades in the Global Student Forum. And I tell you, the amazing work that is being done there, it's just marvelous. And we have seen how they've managed to organize people, organize students to speak on fundamental issues across, the entire globe. I think it's an idea whose time has already come, and whose time was actually long overdue. And I think, the leadership that you're providing in organizing this, because it's an important thing, which will speak, and to speak with power, especially when you speak with one voice. Because I know one of the greatest weapons that has been used against the students is being disorganized. So creating this platform on its own, it's a way to progress. So as we progress, it means that we have already created, as a platform for students to unite, because we are separated, we are united, we are divided, but now we have found a common ground and a common home, a place where we can call home as global students, not only being separated, saying Africa Students Union, European Students Union, but finding a common goal, because what we are fighting for is education, good institutions that produce academias who contribute in the future. So I think it's very important. And going forward, I think the Global Student Forum is providing a lot of network for students. I must say, I've seen, how our network has grown. Being able to touch base with a lot of students across the entire globe. I know we have from even all around Europe. So all those things, they've made me realize that we're divided only by the geographical locations, but with intentions and our hearts, they aim the same. So it's all about the students coming together. It's all about the students speaking in one voice. It's all about knowing that your problem is my problem, taking each other's arms and fighting for justice and fighting for everyone, so that one day we may realize a global village where everyone is equal, where everyone has equal opportunities, and where everyone is accommodated with the fundamentals that can push our globe forward. So I must say that global solidarity, it's an important thing in this lifetime, and we must be found playing our part, because each generation must, out of relative obscurity, discover its mission and then choose whether to fulfill that mission or betray it. But I'm seeing that, as we have taken the side in our fulfilling our mandate, which is a mandate of uniting everyone to fight for a particular cause, and a, a clear global village that is existed on respecting the human rights and, creating good governance and, quality education and making sure that is every child gets quality education from wherever they are. So yes, those can be my opening remarks in terms of answering the question, what is a global solidarity? Yeah.
Thank you, Ashley. So if I'm forum and wow, your submission was quite impressive. And you talked about your experience and how, because of solidarity, you were able to be released. So GSF is a way to unite, have a common home, have a common platform, speak with one voice. And that is why we are here today to push forward this new organization, this global forum. And thank you once more for your submission. So I'm just going to go to Mustafa because apparently the other speakers are not around. So I'm going to ask your question in French, Mustafa. Quelles ressources et activités le GSF devrait-il fournir aux membres nationaux de l'ASU afin d'être partenaire et véritablement aider à faire face aux luttes auxquelles les syndicats et les militants sont confrontés? Quelles ressources et activités le GSF devrait-il fournir aux membres nationaux d'ASU afin d'être partenaire et véritablement aider à faire face aux luttes auxquelles les syndicats et les militants sont confrontés? So I'm going to ask the same question in English to save time. So which resources and activities should GSF provide to ASUS national members in order to be relevant and help the organization, the other unions and activities through their challenges? Thank you. Mustafa, are you okay?
Yes, I am.
Are you with us? Okay, this you can go ahead.
Yes, I am with you. Okay, I feel very fine in French, so allow me to speak in French so that I will give my opinion on this assertion.
You are free. We are in a global student
Ok,
forum, so we are
bonsoir
global.
à tout le monde. Ok, bonsoir à tout le monde. Ravi de vous revoir une fois de plus après cette longue période de COVID-19. Et voilà, nous sommes aujourd'hui. Malgré les circonstances, nous sommes en audiovisuel pour le 9e forum de All African Student Union et Global Forum. Et concernant cette assertion, le CCF peut intervenir de loin ou de près pour nos revendications. Et cette plateforme, je pense, ça pourra vraiment être utile dans la mesure où si nous pouvons ensemble voir la même direction pour une même objectif. Donc, beaucoup plus, nous sommes sur le cadre de nos revendications. Mais moi, je pense que chaque pays a ses réalités. Et la nôtre est différente de certains pays en Afrique et aussi en Europe. Nous, beaucoup plus, on défend d'abord le droit à l'éducation, le droit à la santé et le droit à la sécurité. Dans ce sens, je pense qu'on doit voir au-delà de la vision commune, mais promouvoir aux syndicats et aux militants sont beaucoup plus confrontés dans le problème politique et économique ainsi que social. Nous devons penser à renforcer la capacité personnelle de nos étudiants en les provenant des formations en informatique, en entrepreneuriat et aussi en citoyenneté. Ce sont des choses très basiques, mais je pense que si ensemble, d'une manière globale, le GSF et ASSO, ensemble, si on peut avoir des partenaires et aider ces jeunesses dans ce sens, moi je pense que ça va être un de plus. Mais si on est là que pour revendiquer, je pense que nos réalités ne sont pas les mêmes. Donc, essayons de voir l'aspect positif. Qu'est-ce que nos jeunes, nos étudiants, qu'est-ce qu'ils peuvent en bénéficier de cette plateforme? Moi, je pense que c'est nécessaire. C'est vrai que Ashley a parlé des véhicules, des réalités dans son pays, mais forcément, on ne va pas être le même au Tchad. Au Tchad, ici, les étudiants ont une structure bien défendue malgré quelques temps. On a eu un peu de tracasseries, mais maintenant, je pense que leur structure est bien fondée et ils sont là en train de suivre leurs cours normalement. Et ils sont aussi prêts pour rejoindre le global par ma voix. Et c'est pourquoi nous aimerons à ce que
Moustapha, il vous
tous,
reste 2 minutes, s'il vous plaît.
Ok, je vous en prie, j'en ai même fini. Je pense qu'on doit casser nos barrières, on doit casser nos barrières et on doit unir nos forces afin qu'on puisse s'exprimer à une voix unique. Et puis, je pense que cela va être vraiment utile. Et puis, ça nous aidera à bien revendiquer, bien défendre et bien construire notre leadership sur le plan global. Je vous remercie.
Ok, merci Moustapha. Donc, si on veut comprendre, bon, pour well, my French is not that good. Let's try. Well, the GSF is not only in alignment with ASU, or it's not only in collaboration with ASU. There are other organizations that are working with GSF in Latin America, in Europe, and others. So thank you very much for your submission. And for us to understand what he said ASU should not, the Global Student Forum should not be all about revendicating, n'est-ce pas? C'est pour revendiquer, n'est-ce pas? Moustapha?
Ne peut pas seulement revendiquer, oui, il ne peut pas seulement revendiquer, mais il doit penser au-delà de ça. Il doit former le jeune en entrepreneuriat, et en citoyenneté, oui, et aussi en leadership.
Okay, so that we should also think about, like Sebastian spoke about capacity building. That is what he meant, that we are going to train youth in diverse activities, not only about fighting for their rights, but also about entrepreneurship, form networks whereby we come together and we build ourselves, for a better future. So that is the reason why the GSF is existing. The GSF is not only to fight about causes of education, lack of, it's about capacity building as well. So if you go through the mission of GSF, you see all of those activities there. So I want to thank you very much for your submission. And from what I get, we have just about 10 minutes for the end of this session. Sebastian, I'm going to give you the floor to conclude because we are running out of time. And unfortunately, the other speakers are not here with us. So
no problem.
My computer is acting up as well.
Thank you so much, Lena, for the facilitation of this, and thank you, Mustafa and Ashlek, for your contributions. Unfortunately, Mustafa, I could not follow fully. My French is not very good at all. So I'm going to catch up with Lena a bit more in detail.
Sorry, Sebastian. I thought they were translating. I don't know.
No
I thought there was a
problem.
translator for that.
No problem. It is recorded, and I'm going to make sure with some friends here in Brussels, they all speak French, that they will tell me. I think we can use another 5 minutes or something to conclude a bit. At this point, GSF really enters the operationalization phase. We've been talking a lot and long and coming to a point where now we build the structures. It will be extremely important for us to understand what are your needs on the ground. Obviously, you are represented through your regional platforms, should benefit the communities and the people on the local and the national level. And I think it will be extremely important for us to get input, to understand, to create structures that allow participation. And I'm sure with Lena on the steering committee and Bismarck working on the secretariat and Peter being very much in support of the project, we're going to find these ways of engaging you. And basically all I want to say in the end is that we hope that you pick up on these opportunities. We're going to provide them for sure. And I hope that the enthusiasm that we feel here in the European Students' Union, but also in Latin America, is shared not only by the leadership of ASU, but rather by the ones that are most important, and that's in the end students' representatives in the countries at the higher education institutions. And yeah, I can assure you we're going to come back to you, mail opportunities, and hope for your engagement, and that we have way more discussions with way more time and way more into detail.
And of course, we are ready to receive any suggestions from you, input, and wherever you think you can add up something, you can always send in your inputs. And that is why we are here today, to show you how far we've gone, where we are, and where we are heading to. So it's your right to chip in where necessary. So with this our course, because it is ours.
Exactly, and I think Lena, and obviously also me will be your go-to point. Lena represents ASU in the steering committee that is doing the groundwork, and obviously we're going to come with more formalized offers of participation, but we're always there to speak, always there to listen, and let's hope we see each other a lot in 2021. We have a few minutes left. If anyone wants to, we have, I think, two more minutes for 2 contributions. If anyone wants, otherwise you go into your well-deserved break, and we see each other at the next session. Seems like everybody wants to go for the break, and that's understandable. In that spirit, thank you so much for your time, your attention, and
you can visit the website, the social media platforms.
Exactly.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Yes.
Idrissa?